salad is going to be just on another level texture-wise. What I eat in a day. It has been a minute since I made one of these videos. I was just looking through everything, and I think the last time I did one was in 2016 when I was living in Tokyo, Japan, and so much has changed since then, both diet-wise and just life in general. Back then, I was eating plant-based. This went on for, I don't remember the exact timeline, but I think I want to say 1, 2, or 3 months around then. It wasn't that long. Although I never identified as vegan, I was trying to be plant-based. And I wanted to be plant-based, but it didn't work for my body. And I never really came out and made a video on that specifically. I feel like I've touched on it throughout videos here and there or comments, but I'm still getting comments to this day every time I post something with animal products, which is almost every Sunday. For my Sunday brunch, I usually include eggs. So I felt like I should title this accordingly and just address it for those who are wondering. So yeah, I was trying to be plant-based. It didn't work so good for my body. Although I tried to be really balanced and plan and tried to get all the nutrients that I needed, I lost a lot of weight and my hormones went crazy. A very big sign of this was my skin. My skin became the worst it's ever been in my life with really deep cystic hormonal acne, and then I saw several doctors and I did all these different hormone tests. My doctor told me that some people's bodies just don't thrive on the vegan diet. Some people don't absorb plant-based fat as well as animal-based fat, and that was what was happening to my body. My hormones were just a mess and I needed to eat some meat if I wanted to be healthy, and especially if I wanted to get pregnant. So I listened to my doctor's advice. I started incorporating a little bit of meat, but I didn't want to make a video on it because I truly believe that diet is a really personal thing. What works for my specific body, according to my genetics and environment, there's many different factors in it, may not work for someone else's body, and I didn't want to potentially persuade people to change their diet according to what is working for me and my doctor's advice for me. So I mean, and I love the vegan diet. I love everything it stands for. I love all the positive effects it has on people's bodies, on the world, on the environment. Some people just really thrive on it and do well. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for me. I guess my conclusion is just to really listen to your body. If you change up your diet or change something, just make sure that it's working for you. If you notice changes in your body, maybe go see your doctor, consult them, do some blood tests. Just make sure everything is okay and keep up with your checkups, because the long-term effects could be quite damaging. And I'm not saying that veganism is why my hormones are so bad. I have some other issues like PCOS and other things, but it could have been a factor, and my doctor just thinks that my body is overall healthier when I eat meat if I want to get all the nutrients that it needs. But with all that being said, I do still really like plant-based meals, and I try to eat them as frequently as possible. So today's food is gonna be plant-based, sort of. Lunch is gonna be plant-based. Dinner, I might add a little bit of chicken, but if you just omitted that, then it would be plant-based. So this is gonna work for many people's diets, hopefully. So all the food is gonna be homemade and healthy and nutritious, and I can't wait to show you my recipes. But first, let's start this morning. I usually wake up at 7 a.m. every morning. I have a big glass of water, and then I have a coffee with oat milk. If I do work out, I'll usually grab a banana. If not, I'll skip breakfast. So I sort of do intermittent fasting, but not really, because I have a little bit of oat milk in my coffee. I don't know if that counts or not. I'm not trying to do it, but I should still tell you, I stop eating around 8 or 9 p.m. after dinner, and then I often don't eat besides a little bit of oat milk until lunch the next day. Unless I'm having a workout, I'll grab a banana. I don't know what that is or what that means, but just putting it out there. My lunch choices are usually pasta with pesto or marinara sauce, or leftovers from the night before, which is usually soup or a rice bowl, or some sort of salad. For lunch, we're gonna be making a vegan Caesar salad. The dressing's made out of almonds, and on top of that, I'm gonna be putting the best crispy tofu ever and some crispy spiced chickpeas. So the first thing you wanna do is soak 1/3 cups of slivered almonds in some hot water for about 15 minutes just to soften. That's a little hack actually, because I think most people don't know what they want to eat the night before or even 4 hours in advance, so you don't have much time to soak whole almonds. So if you wanna make a dressing or something where you need the soaked almonds, if you use slivered almonds, you can get them soaked a lot faster, just 15 minutes in hot water. Tablespoon of tamari, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, 1 teaspoon of maple syrup, and 1 teaspoon of tomato paste. So I'm just gonna mix these all together. 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika for that deep smoky flavor. I'm just gonna mix these all together too. I love the smell of smoked paprika. Just makes everything taste so sophisticated and like you worked really hard on the flavor. We are gonna bake these for 25 to 30 minutes, and we're gonna flip them over halfway. A hack to easily peel garlic is to just place the garlic down and then push on it with your knife, and then it comes off super easy. And then you simply want to just slice the garlic in half. This will allow it to lay down flatly, and then you can easily and safely just chop the garlic. And you can use 1 to 2 cloves of garlic depending on how much garlic you like. I like my Caesar salad very garlicky, so I'm going for 2. Creamy, garlicky, fresh from the lemon. It's so good, this dressing. It really tastes exactly like regular homemade Caesar dressing. Ooh, these look you want to dry them, but also sort of rough them up so that the skins come off. The secret trick to making super crispy chickpeas is removing that top layer of skin. Wow, okay, perfect. All right, so over medium-high heat, I'm just gonna pour enough vegetable oil to coat the bottom of the pan. Chili powder, pinch of salt, pinch of pepper. Just gonna mix them up. I'm gonna try. These are good. Perfect. Okay, so we've got crispy chickpeas. We've got our crispy tofu. I'm gonna give this one a go too. Oh, it is perfect. It's almost like a tangy, smoky buffalo wing sauce on a tofu. And then you've got the very soft inside and the crispy outside, so the texture is just amazing. This salad is going to be just another level texture-wise. Add some washed and chopped romaine lettuce to a bowl. And then I'm just gonna go our salad dressing. Oop. Just gonna top it off with some cracked black pepper. And then if you like, you can just add a little lemon wedge to the side for a little squeeze of freshness on the top, just right before you eat it. All right, lunch is ready. All right. So good. The flavors complement each other so nicely because the tofu is like deep and smoky, and then the salad dressing is very zesty and creamy, and everything's very crisp. So it's, to me, this is just the perfect summer lunch full of texture and taste. Delicious. And the crispy tofu is so good. You don't need to add it to a salad. You can make it and add it to anything, a wrap, stir fry, whatever you want. If you have tofu and you're not sure what to do with it, try this. Dinner time now. For dinner, I usually like to eat either steamed fish or chicken with either steamed or roasted vegetables and rice, or I do a lot of soups or stews or curries. Those are like my go-to things in rotation. So tonight I'm gonna be doing a Thai green curry. Feel free to use whatever vegetables you like or whatever you have lying around, and you can add meat or not add meat or shrimp or fish or beef, whatever you want really. I'm gonna be making a chicken vegetable one. I've got a lot of veggies prepared here. So the first thing you want to do is wash and chop all of your vegetables. I'm putting a little bit of chilies. This is called kaffir lime leaf, and this is Thai eggplant. If you can't find these, I don't think they're that necessary. I mean, it tastes good, but I know it's not available everywhere. And then I've got some green curry paste. This particular one does have shrimp paste inside, so just be aware of that when you're purchasing yours if you are vegan. And then some coconut cream and some fresh cilantro for the top. And you wanna go ahead and steam your rice first, whether you're cooking it in a rice cooker or on the stove, however you like. And I'm gonna go ahead and make the curry now. Over medium-high heat, you wanna heat up your pan and then add about a tablespoon of vegetable oil. So you want to wait till your oil is nice and hot, and then we're going to throw in our onions, and this is when you want to cook any meat you're going to do. So whether it's chicken or beef or pork or fish or shrimp. If you don't have meat, then you can just skip this step. I'm going to add the curry paste. 200 milliliters of vegetable stock or chicken stock. Oops. And I'm just gonna add one of these little chopped red chilies. If you don't like a lot of spice, then you don't need to add that. And then you can add in your eggplant. Peppers. So I just like a lot of color in my curries because I feel like the more color, the more nutrients inside, and vitamins. 400 milliliters of coconut cream. And then just add the lid back on again, but make sure you leave a little bit of space for some air to escape. And we're gonna cook it for another 5 minutes. Or so until all of your vegetables are cooked. All right, and there we go. A quick easy, healthy recipe that is great, even better the next day in my opinion. So it's great for leftovers for the next day and the day after that. 7:14 p.m. After dinner, I usually will eat fruit, but every now and then I want something more dessert-like, or I could go for like a bag of chips or something salty. So tonight I'm gonna go for dessert, and I feel like most women watching me will understand what I mean when I say when you crave chocolate, you just need to get it in some form, whether it's bar, smoothie, cookies, cake, whatever. This is the perfect cake for when those cravings are hitting, but you just want to make something super easy, not too complicated, not too many ingredients. There is about 9 ingredients. It cooks in just 60 seconds, and it's using all whole ingredients, so it's a little bit healthier. You can make it keto, you can make it paleo. I'm gonna give some vegan options, and it is very delicious. It really hits the spot, and it's in a mug. Everything is, actually I'm gonna put it in a teacup saucer to be fancy, but anything in a cup, cereal, soup, anything just feels a little bit more warm, comforting. We're gonna go 2 tablespoons of almond flour, 1 tablespoon of cacao powder, 1 tablespoon of sugar. I'm using brown coconut sugar because that's just what I have in my cupboard, but if you are making this keto, make sure you go for a low carb sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, pinch of salt.
Texture is cake.
Oh, finished?
Yep. New York was held in the grip of the mafia.
Success.
Right.